Hey guys, it's Jordan with Be Ready Survival and Preparedness. So a couple weeks ago we did a video on MREs, and I made the statement that I wasn't going to sit here and eat MREs in front of people. A lot of people came in wanting us to review MREs. So the old man issued a challenge. If we got 500 likes and all that, I would eat MREs on camera. Well, we didn't get 500 likes, but evidently we're going to do this anyway. So here we go. 24 meals, and I'm going to eat MREs and review them. You're welcome. So here we go with menu number 1, chili with beans. So I got me a bottle of water, and you can't really have an MRE without a rip it. So we're going to lay this out. Just want you all to know that I've eaten tons of these things over the years. They have gotten a lot better in the last few years. And I'm very excited to enjoy my nice meal with you. So, MRE heater. Cornbread. Let's see, 260 calories. Good. Accessory pack. Cheese spread, 1 ounce. That's going to be about 120 calories for those of you that want to know calorie counts. We have a lemon lime flavored no fruit juice, 130 calories. Pepperoni pizza crackers, 240 calories. Oh, my favorite, vegetable crackers, 170 calories. And our main, which is chili with beans, and it is 1 pouch at 227 grams and 260 calories. Of course, the best part about MRE is the consume. We have a hot beverage bag. These are actually great to keep like paperwork and stuff in. They seal up good. They're good for like when it's raining and stuff. You get trapped out in the rain, keep stuff dry. Our accessory pack has 1 pack of MRE gum. Pouch of Bill's Brewed freeze-dried coffee, some coffee whitener, some sugar, some of the best toilet paper ever made, Lighthouse, I'm sorry, a book of matches, a moist towelette, and a pack of salt. So there it all is. So what we're going to do, and I don't normally do this, but for the sake of your enjoyment, I'm actually going to use the MRE heater. I'm going to heat stuff up, and we're going to lay it all out here, and I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to eat it, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So before we get started, rip it. Let's get this into a heater. So, a lot of the veterans that are going to be watching, if there are any veterans watching, I'm assuming there are, have probably eaten a ton of these things. And they'll tell you that they will keep you alive, and they will. And I will say that in the last 19 years, they have come a long way. They are a lot better than they were when I first joined the military back in 2006. But at the end of the day, they are a survival food. Not exactly gourmet dining, if you will. But I have some of these that I like. I have some of these that I don't like. Luckily, menu number 1 chili is one that I'm pretty familiar with. It's one of the ones I usually eat. So we'll get this heated up and going. And while that's cooking, we'll get into the rest of it. Alright, so while we're waiting on our chili to cook, we are going to open up and lay out the other contents. We'll start with my favorite, the vegetable cracker. If you ever want to have a good time with your kids, give them 2 of these crackers and tell them you'll give them $20 if they can eat it in under a minute without water. These things will suck all the moisture out of your mouth. They're very thirst-provoking, and it's just funny to watch. We also have cornbread. This is one of my more favorite things that comes in one of the MREs. If you've ever had Jiffy cornbread, it's a lot like that. It's actually really good with the chili. So the pepperoni pizza crackers, if you've ever had combos, that's basically what these are. I'm just going to lay a few of them out here. And then we have the beverage-based powdered lemon lime. And I'm going to put it in a cup so you all can see. It says to mix this with 12 ounces of water. Just for reference, it's kind of like Gatorade. It's real similar. Let's see, this is a 16-ounce bottle of water. I like to make it with a little less water than it calls for. I think you make it with the full 12 ounces, it kind of tastes flat. So let's mix that up. Oh, I like powdered Gatorade. It doesn't mix great, but it will get the job done. So let's start with the Gatorade. And that tastes like lemon lime Gatorade. It's not bad. It'd be a lot better if it was cold. So while we're still waiting on our chili with beans to heat up, combos. Yep. They're not bad. They have that kind of cheap pepperoni pizza taste. Kind of like if you go to the gas station and get just a cheap frozen pizza and heat it up. Definitely a pretty decent like on-the-go snack. I mean, especially talking 240 calories. There's a lot more in this bag. I'm just not going to pour them all out here on my fancy paper plate that we're using just kind of so you all can see. We'll get us a nice military style tray or something like all the big MRE guys do. But yeah, it's not bad at all. So the vegetable cracker, depending on how you like your chili, some people will crush the crackers up, put them in the chili. I actually like putting the cornbread in the chili, along with some of the cheese spread. But we will eat some cracker. It may be hard to see on camera, but you can see little bits of like vegetable batter, because we have to get our vegetables in somehow, and evidently a cracker is the best way to do that. So for those of you that have never had MRE cheese, it's actually pretty decent. The jalapeno cheese spread is far superior to anything else. However, the regular cheese spread is not bad. Now don't be alarmed by the color. This is going to be a very bright color, but that's about what she looks like. And it's cheese and crackers. You really can't beat it. Yeah, pretty decent. So, my crackers come along me. Yep. It's MRE cheese and crackers, folks. It's fine dining from what I've been told. So, and the cornbread. No, I'm not going to eat much of this. I like to put it in my chili. But, like I said before, if you ever had Jiffy cornbread, it tastes exactly like that. It's kind of sweet. It's real dense. And surprisingly, for something in an MRE, it's actually quite moist. I know people don't like that word, but it is. That's great. So, I think we're going to call these chili with beans about heated enough. So, let's get a bowl out so you can see what the chili looks like in a bowl. So, while we were moving stuff around and filming and all that fun stuff, we've had it sitting over here cooking in its own little heater. Ooh, that got hot. Yeah, that heater worked really well. Alright, so I'm going to pour this in this bowl so you can see. Ooh, hands are wet now. Folks, I just want you to know that I'm really enjoying consuming MREs for your pleasure. I've done a lot of really strange things in life. Didn't ever think this would be on the list. But here we are. All right. Nice retort package of chili. Now you can eat, obviously, out of the pouch. We're just doing this so you all can kind of see firsthand what this stuff looks like. My camera guy looks like he kind of wants some too. Over there with that big smile on his face. So, that's most of that. Alright. What you see is what you get. MRE chili. Let's see. Beans. Looks like some onion. Ground beef. We're going to call it ground beef. Folks, I make a lot of jokes, but these are actually a lot better than they used to be. They're actually borderline pretty decent. And they will keep you alive. There's a lot of menu variation to keep you from just getting burnt out on the same thing over and over again. So, I'll take a bite of it, just the chili. It's actually way better if you heat it up. I've never had it warm before. It's actually pretty decent. Have you ever had like a decent quality chili out of a can? That's probably about the best way I can describe it. It's got a little spice to it, not too much. But yeah, I mean, it's way better warm than if you eat them just cold out of the pouch. I'm gonna start heating these things up more often. So, what I like to do, right, and here's the deal, anybody that's ever eaten a lot of MREs basically comes up with their own way to eat everything in the pouch. Like, some people like to mix and match stuff. I will usually get 2 or 3 MREs, tear them apart, and kind of build meals out of them that way. But boy, that cheese is stiff. I should have kneaded that some more. But usually what I do is I'll take the cold pouch of chili and open it up. I'll take my cheese. Leave that. And I'll take a big old chunk of this here cornbread, because I am from the South and I'm an odd fella. I'm just going to kind of pour that all in there. All right. And we're going to kind of mix that up. Another reason I do this is usually when I'm eating these things, I'm kind of in a hurry. And I don't have time to sit there and kind of eat each individual piece. And this is just kind of a way for me to get a large amount of calories down fairly quickly. So, that's what it looks like once you mix it all up. And, yeah, it's a lot better warm than it is cold. So, folks, unless you're in a hurry, I really recommend heating these things up. Yeah. So, like I said, this is usually one of the ones I go for when I have to eat these. Just because most of everything that's in it, I like it pretty well. And it's not bad. There are some MREs I don't like. I'm still going to eat them for you. You're welcome. But this is one of the better ones, in my opinion. We will get to some that I'm not going to be super thrilled, and I'll do my best. But yeah, so crackers, cornbread, the combos. I actually kind of like these. Like, if you ate these a lot as a kid, it's kind of comforting, I guess. As always, you gotta have a rip it. But it's not a bad meal, especially if it was cold outside and you use that heater. For those of you that are counting calories, I mean, you get quite a few calories. You can live on 1 or 2 of these a day pretty easy. For my coffee people, so this generation MRE is kind of being phased out. You're still going to see them for several more years, but as the new ones come in, they're putting a lot less coffee in them, and I know that's upset quite a few people. But for right now, we do have Bill's Brew. Yeah, which is actually pretty decent freeze-dried coffee. It's better than some of the coffee that's been in there in the past. I'm just going to mix that with a little bit of water. I don't like a lot of water in the Army coffee. But, so a lot of the newer MREs just, they don't have coffee in them. They say that the younger generation of service members just aren't coffee drinkers. I find that to be odd. But I can't say a whole lot. Most of them have gone over to drinking stuff like this. I did too. I still drink coffee on occasion, especially out in the field, but alright. Bill's Brew. Room temperature. That's the way to have it. And it tastes like coffee. Cold coffee, but it's coffee. It's not bad. If you get you 2 or 3 packets of that, you could have you a pretty good sized cup of coffee. Or what these little pouches here are for is so you can pour your drinking water in here, and it actually gives you some measurements. Make it to where you can kind of see that a little better. It's got measurements, so you can just match it up, but you can put your drinking water in here, seal it up. You can actually put it in your MRE heater and heat your water. So if you want a hot cup of coffee, I can take or leave hot coffee. I can drink it cold. Doesn't matter to me. I usually use these to put stuff in that I don't want to get wet. But, so folks, that's really everything in this particular MRE. I am going to sit here and eat the rest of it because, you know, clean plate club and stuff. But, you know, we really appreciate you joining us for these videos. Still find it a little odd that you all want to see me eat MREs. But, we're here to make you happy and sell you MREs. So come on down here to 113 Newman Drive at Be Ready. We've got MREs by the case and MRE single meals. These are a great way to cap off some of your preps. These are easy meals to carry in your vehicle, in your bug out bags, your get home bags, whatever kind of bag that you like to have. And these are great disaster preparedness meals. The quality of this food's come a long way in the last 2 decades. So my older guys that remember the old dark brown bag MREs and the old sea rats, these are head and shoulders above what you guys were used to. They're head and shoulders above what they were when I came in. They're actually pretty decent nowadays. So come on down and see us. Let us set you up with some MREs, some of our freeze-dried selections, and help you out. That way you can get ready for something that may happen, be it a tornado, flood, ice storm. Winter's here, folks. They're talking about a pretty rough January, February. Come see us before that happens. And like always, follow us on Facebook. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. And we're almost to that 1,000 followers mark on Facebook. We're going to give away that first aid kit. So we really appreciate you tuning in. And as always, be safe, be smart, be ready.